That's right. Last hunt of the year. 2 bows, a muzzle loader, and 3 or 4 tags. Four buck tags and 9, I think 9 or 10 doe tags. So got our work cut out for us.
You've seen our work over the last day of bow season. You know this is going to be fun.
Exactly. River Farm. Essentially no wind, northwest wind. 28 degrees. Going to the Daggers blind. Hey guys, welcome back to The Chase. It is Tuesday, January 7th, and it is my last official hunt of the 2024-2025 season. And Ryan and I are out at the River Bottom Farm. We're in the Daggers blind, hunting over beans. We have been having some fun. I've hunted the last 5 nights. This is night number 6 in a row. For this video, I'm just going to kind of take you guys through each day and show you the highlights. We started this series of hunting on New Year's Day, January 1st. Went down to the bottom plot on the home farm with my wife and with Tate. And that was right when the front was first coming through. The weather was just starting to change. And I was expecting a pretty good hunt. We ended up having a very slow hunt. We saw a good number of deer, but it was all like the last 10 minutes. And we were really focused on trying to get Anna's buck. Anna's buck's a buck that 6 years of history, 8.5-year-old deer. And we never did have luck getting them, but that's why we're hunting the bottom plot so much. So the next day, the wind switched a little too much east in it to hunt down there. So we went to the back plot. Same thing. I mean, the snow had come through, the front had come through. I was really thinking we were going to have a good sit back there. We had not hunted there yet this year, or this late season, and ended up having another relatively slow hunt. The third beautiful bluebird, high pressure day, west-northwest wind, and I didn't have my wife or Bella with me, so I didn't really want to go back to the bottom plot. The bottom plot's 100 yards long, and I wanted Tate with the crossbow and then one of them with the muzzleloader in case Anna's buck came down. I didn't want to watch Anna's buck at 90 yards and not be able to shoot him. And it's a wind that's marginal for the cherry tree, but we hadn't hunted up there, so we went up to the cherry tree, standing beans, 2 acres or so, and had one of the best hunts of late season. So we're going to jump to that and show you that hunt right now. Welcome back, guys. It is Friday, January 3rd, and the Arctic blast has officially hit. Tate got lucky. He got picked up an hour before school was over to come out to the home farm, and we are out for the 3rd night in a row. And our 3rd location, we're at the Cherry Tree Redneck blind, and we've got standing beans here. We've got about 1.5 acres, 2 acres of standing beans. We're hunting a marginal wind. It's best on the southwest, so it's a west-northwest wind blowing right down the fence and then slightly cutting the back corner of this cove off. And not a lot of deer come out all the way in the back of the cove, so we're marginal for one spot we'd like to come out. Otherwise, everything should be in front of us. We had 2 in the plot when we got up here and a bunch of turkeys, look like 2 fawns. And we've seen 2 walking around in the cut beans. So we are crossing our fingers for a buck. The main buck we're likely to encounter here or want to encounter here is Marty. He's a 6.5-year-old deer we got lots of history with. And there's some other bucks that we could run into here. I think if we get a close shot at a doe, we want to get Tate a deer, so we'll probably take a doe. If we get a chance, huh? Mm-hmm. And we're wearing the orange. I decided to go ahead and bring the muzzleloader. Bella killed with this muzzleloader when she was 6 and 7. And there's one time where she didn't have it shouldered right. You know, we've talked about that on the show before, and it kind of bothered her. The boys don't seem to care at all about the recoil. I was pretty reluctant to have them shooting the bigger caliber guns, but they shoot them and they laugh. They say it moved my arm, and they giggle and want to shoot it again. So he has a little bit of trouble with this scope getting the proper eye relief, and if he can do it, if the deer's in the right spot and he can get him in the scope, and they're obviously not in crossbow range, and he can shoot that gun. Otherwise, Daddy may give him the assist. The pressure's like 30.45 or something. It's just super high pressure, clear bluebird, super cold. I mean, it's what you dream of for late season. So we got our fingers crossed we'll have a good hunt tonight, and hopefully we can get tater deer. Gotta be a mile straight. I think it's a fawn. Yeah. Actually, it might be a doe. Looks like this naked eye looks so tiny. Large fawn. Just kind of wants you to dream up late season. Oh, I know. It's like 3 o'clock. They're just like pouring out. He's gonna be a good deer. Oh, that's that 5x3. Oh, nice, dude. Yeah, he's broken. G3 on the right. Oh, here comes the big 8. we just made it back to the truck, and the night did not disappoint. I mean, obviously perfect conditions, but probably the best hunt we've had this late season, and ranks up there with some of the best late season hunts we've had ever. I mean, we were 60 to 70 deer. You know, EHD was pretty bad out here last year, and we've had some pretty discouraging hunts over the last 3 weeks between shotgun season and late muzzy compared to prior years. And I knew it'd be a few years to rebuild, but having a hunt like tonight, seeing the number of 2-year-old and 3-year-old and 1-year-old bucks, you know, it's definitely provides some reassurance. And it's just exciting to lay eyes on some of these deer, some of these better 4-year-olds that we're looking forward to seeing next year. We almost got Tate a doe, like right after we finished the interview. A big doe and 2 fawns came from our right, which is a little bit of a blind spot the way we have the window set up. And they came right in front of the blind before we could get Tate on his shooting step stool. And we actually didn't really have much come in range after that. You know, the half rack buck, I think tonight we filmed 4 shed bucks, 3 were half racks, and most of them stayed on the far end of the beans about 100 yards away. So really fun night for watching. We're gonna stick after him with little Tater, so hopefully tomorrow or the next day we can have some luck and get him a deer. I don't think we're gonna be too picky, but boy, it's seemingly harder than it looks this year.
Ended up getting pictures of Anna's buck on the 2nd and the 3rd down in the bottom plot, but it was like 20 minutes after legal, so he was still showing up down there, not in daylight. The 4th rolled around, and we had the wind we needed to get back to the bottom plot, and my wife came with, and me, Tate, and her were down there, and we ended up having 30 antlerless deer coming to the food plot, and no bucks till right at the last 10 minutes, and there was a couple 1.5s, couple 2.5s, and we have a half rack, a shed buck that shed one side that I think is 3 or 4 that came in, and it was, again, pretty surprising and fun nonetheless. Sunday the 5th rolled around, and Tate finally threw in the towel after 10 or 11 sits, and my wife had some stuff to do, so Bella said she wanted to come. And if you guys watched last Monday's show, we caught up with that great 8-pointer that Tate regretted not coming because he looked like he was coming into crossbow range. But awesome for Bella to get such a great buck down, and her 3rd buck of the season with her 3rd different weapon. Last night, Ryan and I carried the bows to the tree. We hunted a little pin oak on the south plot, just 200 yards from here, and we had one of the best late season hunts we've ever had. 80 deer, basically every buck. I think we had, 5 or 6 4.5-year-old plus bucks.
A lot of them within 80 yards.
Yeah, we had a lot of deer in bow range. None of them ever spooked. You know, we were basically, there's not a lot of food left in that plot, so they were just kind of nibble, but they were transitioning right over here to the beans. We didn't have the right wind to hunt here. The buck that I was hunting, he went through the pinch and came into the beans a little farther away as opposed to coming through there. So we're gonna go ahead and play that hunt out and let you guys watch that, and then we'll circle back and see what happens tonight.
Definitely gonna get cold. Well, we were at the river farm, Ryan and I. It's about 2 o'clock. We're headed into the south plot. And it's a turnip plot, but it's right near the Dagger's Blind and all those beans. And it's right next to the bedding. And this time of year, there's gonna be deer bedded not too far. So I thought I'd open up the hunt here. We're gonna sneak in, get in that little pin oak that Bella killed out of, and that I had the moss encounter out of early this year. It's a great spot. And what I've been observing both on the cameras and sitting in the Dagger's Blind is a lot of these bucks are just working their way through that plot off to the beans. Main target tonight is that split G2 8, and we're gonna sneak in there and just be quiet. I'm not gonna talk a lot once we get in the tree. And we've got a north-northwest wind. Real feels around 10 degrees. High pressure, so pretty good conditions. We've had good movement the last couple days. Obviously success with Bella last night on the home farm. I've got today and tomorrow to hunt before I gotta go to ATA, so we're gonna see if we can't get one down.
one just bedded.
Got a shed buck that stood up right here behind us, like 80 yards.
And the buck behind me, the buck got tail on to that short time dead. 2 bucks fighting. What the fuck's he pushing around back there? Set. Making us great. What's this buck coming out the corner, Mike? Oh! I punched my release, dude. Gosh dang it. I wasn't even in full draw.
Look at the whitetail. Jesus. One of the exciting parts of last night, not only did we see 80 deer and lots of deer, but we actually, Rye got pretty close to getting one.
Yeah, I was about half draw and set my release off. So, it was an accident, and
Frustrating.
it really was. I mean, that deer was 40 yards quartered away. I mean, I felt so comfortable with that shot. Everything's calm, nothing's alert, and
Yeah, it's tough. It's a buck that we've had on the far south end of the property. After I shot Vinny and Gavin shot that 8, he just ran the show down there. He's kind of a short tine, slightly twisted 10, kind of hunched up, very mature deer, you can tell, early season. But I'll be dang if we didn't see him coming and he came right into the plot, into 40 yards.
and that was that was my target after you leave for
Right.
ATA, and we were gonna get it done before Mike left, and
We had an opportunity with the bow.
Squandered it.
And honestly, he was in a good spot for you, but it's still like he's messing with the camera. I'm getting the secondary camera. He's trying to get his bow. I mean, it's a difficult situation, but anyway, it is what it is. Close call, fun sit, and we're hoping for some redemption tonight.
Exactly what I was going to say. See, and Mike and I are back hunting together, so, you know, that's always fun too.
We're just having some fun.
Well, that was a little more of a classic late season hunt, especially one with essentially no wind. The deer were super skittish. We had that short tine 10 with the kickers off the bases and the broken G4 come in. And normally he comes through those willows and he comes right in front of the blind. Tonight he started us at 60 and he was basically the first deer out. And so he didn't come in bow range, and we really brought that muzzle loader primarily for that other 10 that Rye almost got a shot at last night. And then we saw the split G2 buck. He just worked through the pinch and went into the park and just kept going north. He never came into the beans with us. I had him at about 170 yards, but I really want to get him with a bow, so I just didn't want to take the shot at him with the muzzleloader. And then we decided, despite all of our confidence and cocky talk at the beginning, we decided that we didn't want to disturb the place too much by shooting a doe, just trying to let it rest. But we saw literally all the bucks again. We saw Tiki, we saw the 6x6. All in all, very fun sit, great year, and already starting to think about shed season and some of the projects. I think about how I may need to modify that blind, if I need to pull that blind back into the willows some, or if I need to just hunt it on a straight west and be sure. We're looking forward to the next stages, and as I mentioned earlier, really appreciate you guys joining us this year. It's always a really good time to bring these shows to you guys, and hope you guys enjoyed all of it. And like I mentioned, give us feedback, and we'll see you guys in the off-season series.